back to another edition of Value My Vote 2011 one-on-one with the candidates. And we're joined by 9th District Council candidate, Mrs. Janet Bailey. How you doing?
Good evening. How are you this evening?
I'm just right. Well, thank you for coming out, taking your time,
Thank you.
joining us for this very important educational summit so the voters can get a chance to know who you are in terms of trying to get their vote in the 9th District. This year, the 9th District is wide open, as you know. I think it's about 8 or 9 candidates.
I'm the 9th one.
In the race.
I was the last one to register.
Agnes Welch retired last year, as we know, and her son Pete took over. So it's pretty much a wide open race. Why is Janet Bailey running to be the next 9th District Councilwoman?
Well, Janet Bailey is running to be the 9th District Councilwoman because I know this district needs improvement, redevelopment. Our youth need jobs. Our youth need resources and outreach programs in this community. One of my main reasons for running is because I've been born and raised in Baltimore City, particularly West Baltimore. And I've lived under Agnes Welch as my councilwoman for many years. Well, for the last several years, there's been nothing done within the West Baltimore district. And it's time for a change. It is really time for a change. We want redevelopment. We would like to bring in, I would like to bring in, if I'm voted in, a family Dollar General store, other resources, redevelopment. We have the highest number of vacant houses in our district. Some houses need to be torn down. They're just standing there. And so we have a lot of slumlords who are getting paid off these houses. Some of these houses need to be torn down. It's time for a change. All I'm saying is take a chance on change. Vote Janet Bailey.
Speaking of redevelopment, I was shocked to know that after redistricting of 2003 with Question P, the 9th District is the only district in this city that doesn't even have a library in there.
Exactly.
What would Janet Bailey do about something like that?
To help bring in those resources so we can bring in a library and make it easy access so our youth can have these outreach, a library, a rec center, PAL Center. We had a PAL Center around, but due to the resources here in Baltimore City, a lot of places have been shut down. But we would like to bring one within our own community. What about our youth, our own youth community center, right there within our own community? We have a lot of youth, and they need programs and things to do in the evening. That way they won't be getting into crime and trouble or going to jail. We need help.
Absolutely. And speaking of the youth and the education, the disparity of Baltimore City is education gets about 15% of the total budget, where public safety and crime gets about 40 to 45% at the end of the year. What would you do as a councilwoman to kind of balance that equilibrium of funding?
Well, as a councilwoman, I would talk about bringing about some change with that because our youth are our future. Me graduating from Baltimore City Public High Schools and having a son also graduate from Baltimore City Public High Schools who is now in his senior year of college at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, I'm a strong advocate on education and for our youth. I believe we need more educational program. We need to put more into our youth. We get out what we put in. If we don't put nothing in, we don't get nothing out. So we need, this is our future presidents, doctors, lawyers, teachers, even community representatives. We need to put more into our youth. And with that being said, I was also an abstinence educator where I went to Baltimore Public City Schools to help build up our youth, to encourage them to make the right choices. And I worked out of Morning Star Baptist Church in Catonsville, Maryland. So we want to bring some resources within our zones in West Baltimore, within District 9, so we can stop taking our money out to 21228 and other zip codes and bring the resources back into District 9 to help build up District 9. It's time for a change. I'm saying vote Janet Bailey.
So if those who are watching want to learn more about Janet Bailey or how they can vote for that change or get more involved with your campaign, how can they get in contact with you?
You can have my email address, bjbilay@yahoo.com.
Okay. I'm Janet Bailey. We want to thank you so much for, coming here and giving us your time. We know you're out there knocking on doors in this heat, 97 degrees, but we want to thank you for giving us the time and wish you all the best in your run for
Thank you. I'm
council.
just getting started.
Okay, and we'll be back with more.